Well, to no one's surprise, Coach, it is a snowy afternoon in upstate New York as you get a peek at New Era Field in Orchard Park. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Buffalo Bills. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The first carry now for Benny Snell. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. On 2nd down, it's Snell. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
Let's get it.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And the throw there going to be incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20. Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at the 20. And to give this time to the tailback. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
The last run got 9. That leaves them with 2nd and a yard.
Check 31, check 31.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 2 yards, good enough for a 1st.
I think that's the type of run we'll continue to see throughout this game. The snow coming down, I don't expect a lot of big plays to be broken.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Get that quarterback, D-line. Get that quarterback, D-line. D-line, get that quarterback.
From the gun, it's Allen. Finding Knox there, complete. A really good pickup of 28 yards. In this weather, any big play in the passing game, that's just a bonus, right?
It certainly is, but oftentimes offenses think in clement weather plays to their advantage because you know where you're going on offense. Defenders have to react, and they often slip.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10, right at the 40. They'll run it now out of the gun. Give them 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Check 55 to Mike. Rip right, rip right.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this pretty close to a first down as he's tackled at the Steelers' 31.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Let's go, D. Big series right here. So we got to step it up. Kill, kill.
56, 56.
Kill, kill.
22 jet bomber, 22 jet bomber.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1. On 4th down, they'll try and run for it. And they are going to stop him on 4th and 1 as they'll wind up going backwards. The Bills' drive stalls out on 4th down. And this Steeler defense able to come up with a stop. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left. We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. He's got it at the 15. And he is down deep into Buffalo territory. A big play. Smith-Schuster on the throw from Big Ben. 53 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Now Roethlisberger to throw. And he's got it. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. The passing game in rhythm right now for Pittsburgh. There's another first down.
Here we go, here we go. Black 20.
Now here's Snell. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1.
He gets it halfway there with that run. I think you play up-tempo, get right back on the line of scrimmage, and hammer out him again.
Second and goal from the 1. They'll try to run this one in. And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year. As his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. The point after, no gimme in the snow, but it's up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go! Let's go!
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. To throw again. Allen. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down. And this pass defense, they were sensational in the win last week, and they're looking good here so far in this first quarter.
You know, we often talk about how offenses get locked in, and that runs over multiple games where they're really, in that zone. Defenses can be the exact same way, and I think we're seeing an example of it here.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. So the shotgun snap to Allen. And an alley to run. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Josh Allen, very athletic at 6'5", showing the versatility, picking up the first on the scramble. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. Got a man. It's Patterson complete. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. Now Allen. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
Intended for Dawson Knox. Incomplete. Brings up 3rd down and 8 yards to go.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. From the gun, Allen. And he's got his man Hilton. And they're going to have themselves another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 45-yard line. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Give this time to the tailback. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. That'll go as a loss of 5. And it'll make this a 2nd and long.
Check, watch 54, watch 54. You ain't got nothing, go.
Now Allen, from the gun, he'll throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. Call it a gain of 5, and it'll be 3rd and 10 now.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
The Bills on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Allen now operating from the gun. And that'll be incomplete. Now, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
So on trots the field goal unit, and wow, this is going to be a challenge here. And this will be spotted on the other side of the field. It's a 61-yard attempt. He's into the clear. 20, 10, and the Steelers are in for the touchdown. And that is obviously the danger, Charles, of a long field goal attempt.
And what teams are doing now is not just putting their field goal block unit on. They may change it out and go punt return because you have better guys on the field who are able to stay on their feet and block in case that kick is missed. And that's what we saw there, the big return after the long missed field goal.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This will be taken to the back of the end zone.
The Bills take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stick.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Throwing now is Allen. Complete to Hilton. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down.
A gain of 14 yards brings up 3rd down.
The Bills on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Allen going to throw. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field.
First time these two have hooked up this afternoon, and it's a 1st down. On 1st and 10, it's Roethlisberger. Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion.
2nd and 2 at the 12-yard line.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
Jack 16.
Snell on the shotgun handoff. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. It's a 10-yard gain there to set him up 1st and goal.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Benny Snell, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. Extra point put through by Boswell. And it's now 21-0. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This will be taken to the back of the end zone.
The Bills take over first
Let's go,
and 10
boys. Let's go.
at their own 25-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3 and out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Stephon Diggs, his intended receiver. But now it's 3rd down. The Bills on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10.
Mark 55. Mark 55. Go.
Operating from the gun, Allen. And he's able to find Diggs. Give him 18 on that one as the Bills are going to have a first down.
Thus far, it hasn't been a real fun half for them, but a play like that may get them off the schneid a little bit, get them loosened up and moving.
Kind of seems like they've been sleepwalking and still sitting on 0 points.
And it's not always making an adjustment. Sometimes it's just going back to what you know can work and finally getting it done.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. First down, and they're going to throw with Allen. It's Knox, the tight end, making the catch. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. And again, it's Allen. Oh, incomplete. The rookie had it and lost it there. And it'll be 2nd down.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10.
Keep it up, defense. Keep it. Alert, alert, alert.
They'll run it now out of the gun. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half.
Half 10. I got you. Save. Here we go.
Here's Allen to throw it. Open man there is Patterson, complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 15 yards that time, and a Buffalo first. First trip to the red zone for the Bills. They have a 1st and 10 at the 18.
Switch. 5 wide.
From the gun, Allen. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. Cameron Hayward able to record his 5th sack of the season.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They're not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. T.Y. Hilton, the intended receiver. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
12 yards to go.
Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Pick it up, guys. Pick it up.
Allen from the gun. He'll throw. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. And his kick is right there. It's good. And the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
Now that was well defended, and as a cornerback, what you're taught when you see a wide receiver screen, either you get underneath the play before the blocking forms, or you're going to have to fight your way through it by getting through some blocking. That was a really nice play there.
Not much has changed since we left you at halftime. The snow still continuing to fall as we are back underway. This fielded at the 2. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never wanted to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. And maybe that's the perils of being a rookie running back in the NFL. I mean, look, it's not easy to hold on to the ball at any level with these talented guys. But in this league, you can learn a lesson early.
Without a doubt, and what a tough reminder for any running back, especially a rookie. The things you got away with in college probably won't work so well in the NFL.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This fielded at the 2. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a short memory to play in the NFL. You got to remember what you did wrong so you don't repeat it, but you can't dwell on it because then you will repeat it, and that's what you don't want to do.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on 1st down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Stephon Tuitt, the one that got him down.
You continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Right there in the middle, 55. Watch this. 52. Mike 55, Mike 55.
Throwing on second down. Allen going deep for Diggs. And that going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's third down. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary, it really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
Lunch 54. Hey, home. 54. Set the tone, defense. Set the tone, defense. Let's go. Switch. Watch that. Watch the ship. Hey, watch. Pass 35.
Throwing his Allen on third. Trying to lay one up deep. And he can't come up with a pick. Nearly his second of the game. Instead, fourth down.
And we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Excellent placement, and off that bounce, Charles, I didn't know where it was going to go. It can be an inexact science as to where they place it, but they say the 2-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know how they really determined that. And let's face it, at the end of that play, one side's going to be happy, the other team's going to be unhappy. So what do they do, shorten the hypotenuse? I mean, how do they figure that out? You know that stuff. You're the smart guy.
No, that's you, partner.
Hey, let's get in them holes.
Starting the drive with Snell. And he will double the space they have to work with as they take it from the 2 to the 4.
Well, not a game that you're going to go crazy about, but when you start at your own 2-yard line, any type of space is good for the offensive guys.
Yeah, you just can't go backwards from here. They did it. Now we'll see if they can keep it on schedule here on second down. Now Roethlisberger down around his goal line. Complete to Washington. And this one will be taken up. They'll spot it right at the 7. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
And they'll get him down up past the 15, just shy of the 20. 12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first.
I definitely like the play call. You don't expect it on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, do you? You expect a pass play. Had a little courage there to call the run, and boy, they were successful.
They go play action here on first down. Escaping the pressure right. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. So they come out of the locker room trailing, but plays like that, they won't be trailing much longer. Defense really starting out well this second half.
Yeah, they knew they had to jumpstart things a little bit. They really struggled in the first half trying to slow them down, but now they had a plan, made that adjustment that we always talk about, and it worked very well on that play.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Roethlisberger, and this is caught. I think he got that with one hand. And he'll be hit and dropped for a loss at the 5-yard line.
Well, let's go ahead and detail this situation here. 3rd and long coming up. Back near your own goal line. I would be very hesitant about throwing the football in this situation.
Maybe just run up the middle.
Yeah, I think that might be the spot for them. You got to try and find some space for your punter.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Tre'Davious White with a pick. And he is going to score. It's a pick 6 and a Bills touchdown. Well, we know this defense has athleticism. Spots like that prove us right.
I love the way that you spotlighted the athleticism because you and I both know the best athletes on the field, they play on defense.
Oh, I don't know. I was a kicker. You got to remember that now.
Come on.
Fine.
That's it, baby. We got one.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
You got to get the ball, D. Get the ball right here. Let's go.
They'll run with Snell to begin the drive. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Here's Snell yet again. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
An extra defensive back here for the Bills on 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. Oh, he's trying for Smith-Schuster, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Micah Hyde. And a terrific return there. They're finally able to corral him down near the 11-yard line. If they needed a break, they needed to make a play here in the 3rd quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
Now they try the right side here. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run in the pass. But in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right. It might go to them in this game.
I like that. MVU. Well done.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. They'll come out in the pistol.
Let him know, let him know. Let him know, let him know.
Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter.
Mike 5. Mike 5. I got you. I got you, son. I got you. Come on.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
And his kick is good. And the Bills are forced to settle for 3. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Now, they've got the lead here getting late into the 3rd quarter, and the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that, but the rushing game almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
50. You got 3. Three down.
Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. That ball caught by the former Toledo Rocket, Deontay Johnson.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
And the Steelers on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. On third down, it's Taylor, and he will not get there as they stop him short right around the 34-yard line. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down. Here's Jordan Berry now as he'll punt it away for the second time. And it's taken in at the 9. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Oh, yeah, I'm coming.
Pass 85, pass 85.
Play action. Now it's Allen. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Terrell Edmonds comes flying in from safety for the sack. And not a blitz there, but still able to get there from a strong safety position.
Yeah, I think that was a great example of what they call football IQ. Recognizing he was open, had a chance, and went ahead and got to the quarterback.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Here's Allen. And his throw's going to be incomplete. I guess they're in a situation now, 4th quarter, where they're forced to take some chances, but I don't know that that was the type of a chance you want to take.
And that one could very easily have been intercepted, and if it does get picked off, that could possibly seal this one.
54 is Mike. Check, watch 54, watch 54. It's a party now.
On 3rd and long, it's Allen. And incomplete, a disappointing drop there defensively by the rookie. And now 4th down.
They went with the dive look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
Watch twist.
Regular.
54. Mike.
What's that?
I'm on. Mike spot 4, Mike spot 4.
Allen going to go on 4th down. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Steven Nelson, and his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking 1st downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, 1st downs, they can't touch the ball. In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed, but all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss, and now it's 3rd down. The Steelers on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 14. Now it's Roethlisberger. And he finds McDonald. The Steelers able to pick up 18 yards there. Big hook up there. Forced to throw it on third down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
Roethlisberger now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter.
Here we go. Snickers, now spin. Black 80.
You don't want none.
They'll go with Snell here on 1st down. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistent. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. A great play there. With 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. Boswell for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Allen. And that one was nearly picked. Not sure he was accounting for the free safety. Now it brings up 3rd down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here. 3rd and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's going to be brought down short of the first at about the 31-yard line.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. Now Allen. And this is incomplete. The Bills' drive stalls out on 4th down. And the Steelers, they're going to take over an excellent field position. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
On 1st down, Snell. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
A run for Snell. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now Snell. And he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And the knee is taken for the Steelers out of the victory formation.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 20-yard line.
We got 4.
The D can only stop it one more time as they take the knee.
Like 80.
So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And despite the cold, despite the snow, this one was fun to watch. And I want to thank you for bringing 2 things, the space heater and the hot chocolate. Those were a big help for us here in the booth.
Yeah, just so you know, in the future, get your own space heater. Okay, I'm an only child. I don't share very often. But this had to bring out like the 12-year-old in us, didn't it? I mean, to be able to watch this. And let's face it, when you were that age, you didn't come inside until Mom screamed, "Get inside now, young man," because you wanted to be out there just having a good time, and actually you almost forgot just how cold it was. I'm sure these guys didn't, but they ended up playing just like those 12-year-olds and getting it done.
So for Pittsburgh, they keep pace for a playoff spot as they move to 7-3, and they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Bills, it was a game they really needed as they drop back to 4-6. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to KC to take on the Chiefs. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.